Such an enlightened person is untainted by worldliness or ignorance, even while acting in this world. He is neither attracted nor repelled by anything in the world. He knows what is known as I and what is known as the world, and the three periods of time are but the expansion of the conjunction between pure experiencing and the experience itself. The expansion of the conjunction between pure experiencing and the experience itself. Well, there's only the pure experiencing going on, the stream of experiencing, or the field of experiencing. That's all there is. But we have this mind, this intellect, if you like, the cognitive process, which groups things, it splits things up, groups things into various groupings, attaches names to these groupings, thinks that some of these groupings are good, some are not good, there's emotional relationships between these groupings. So there's the pure experiencing, and then the experience itself. So this is when we do the groupings, this is when awareness actually limits itself and focuses on objects or groupings. Experience then is really, we could say, is awareness of the experience, awareness in the cognitive sense. Whether the object of experience be real or unreal, it is entirely dependent upon the experiencing. How then do joy and sorrow arise? That's because we build up these relationships based on notions of experience, notions of what we're experiencing, notions that there is somebody to experience them. The false is false, the truth is the truth. A mixture of these two is of course false. Be not deluded. Abandon false perception and behold the truth. You will never again be deluded. Abandon false perception, abandon perception altogether, abandon notions of perception. Abandon the very idea that you're perceiving things, because it's false. All that is but the expansion of the relationship between pure experiencing and its experience. That experience is truly the delight of self-bliss. It is pure experiencing itself. Hence it is known as Brahman, the Absolute. So here the experience is being spoken of in terms of not the limited awareness, but the delight of self-bliss. I'll read on. The delight which arises in the contact of this pure experiencing with experience is the highest. To the ignorant it is worldliness, and to the wise it is liberation. So this is a choice we've got. There's this experiencing going on, and we can turn our awareness to notions of experience, or we can turn our awareness to itself, to the awareness within which the whole field of experiencing is happening. And that experiencing, the full experiencing, the awareness of the field of experiencing is non-different from the field of experiencing itself. I know that's a rather convoluted way of putting it, but I think this passage is maybe a bit convoluted. So we've got this choice to realise the awareness itself, or to be caught up in the notions that arise within awareness. This pure experiencing is itself the infinite self. When it is bent towards objects, it is bondage. But when it is free, it is liberation. In other words, the pure experiencing is itself the infinite self. When it's bent towards objects, when the attention is caught up in objects, when the cognitive process is in full swing, which it is most of the time with most of us, we're in bondage. When it's free, in other words, when it's turned to itself, when it's aware of the totality of the field of experiencing, it is liberation. When such experiencing is free from decay or curiosity, it is liberation. So curiosity is about focusing on objects. And I think the decay will be just not seeing, not being aware of the awareness, or not thinking it's of any fundamental interest. So when such experiencing is free from decay or curiosity, it is liberation. When such experiencing is free from even this contact, the subject-object relationship, then the world appearance ceases entirely. Then arises the Turiya consciousness, or deep sleep in wakefulness. So often we talk about the field of experiencing and awareness of the field of experiencing. And that awareness is described as liberation. But when we realize that there's no distinction between the awareness and the field of experiencing, we've transcended any notion of awareness and something that we can be aware of, then this is the Turiya, or deep sleep in wakefulness. The self is neither this nor that. It transcends whatever is the object of experiencing here. In the unlimited and unconditioned vision of the knower of truth, all this is but the one self, the infinite consciousness, and there is nothing which can be regarded as the not-self. The substantiality of all substances is none other than the self, or the infinite consciousness. And this is the vibrant state of the liberated one. We hear often enough about dispassion, about not being caught up in the notions of a body, of a self, of an external world, and how we should emotionally de-invest from all that. On the other hand, when we realize also that all of what is going on is the infinite self. The infinite self isn't something you have to retreat deep inside yourself to find. The inner self is what's going on all the time. It's the outer self, it's the inner and the outer. Well, there's neither inner nor outer. That's what's been blown apart. So this is the great realization. This is Turiya. Or maybe it's even something beyond that, because we can't even talk about it. And this condition is spoken of in the next chapter, chapter 73, where everything is realized as the self.